Hey guys, so I'm bringing you my absolute favorite visualization exercise. It is a homework assignment that I give pretty much every single client that I work with. It's something that is so important for you to get your destination. So think about your goals like a GPS. If you don't put in the destination, how the fuck do you know where you're going? How do you know if you should turn right or left at that street? How do you know north or south or east or west? Like, you don't know where you're going unless you know where you're going, right? So, you have to be able to put your goals and your decisions in context of where you want to end up. And this is a great way to really kind of figure that out. At least give yourself an outline. We are not talking about the plan to get there. This is not an exercise for you to create a step-by-step action plan. That comes later. Right now, we're literally just thinking about the end destination, the point B that we want to end up at. And this is kind of a way to figure that out. So pick a date, 1 to 2 years in the future. Don't go too far. You want to be able to really put yourself in that place in time and figure out what you want. And so you're going to pick a date in the future. You're going to write it down at the top of the page. Again, 1 to 2 years is pretty good. I typically do 1 year. It's kind of like a vision boarding exercise, really. So 1 year in the future, and then you're going to set a timer. So I will often set the timer on my Fitbit, and I set it for 15 to 20 minutes. Give yourself a little bit more time than you really think you need because you want to dip into that subconscious and really give yourself some time to expand on what you're writing down and really think about and sit with what you want. So you're going to kind of want to overthink a little bit. Don't let that happen. Beware of the overthinking. Just brain dump. This is a brain dumping exercise where you're really going with your gut on this and you're really just throwing out there what you're thinking from like a gut soul level. And the longer that you do that, the less your frontal lobe and the conscious part of your brain can interfere and start overthinking. So that's why you give it some time, but don't stop. Like, don't stop. You're going to take a deep breath and you're going to like center yourself before you start. But once you start, do not stop. Just let yourself go and dream and expand and run with it. There will be time later to edit. Now is not the time to edit. Now is the time to just let your brain and dreams and subconscious goals run fucking wild. Okay? You ready? So set your timer and then really give yourself some space to dream about where you want to be. Think about a day in the life a year from now, your ideal life, a day in the life. What are you doing today? What does your schedule look like today? What are you creating your own schedule? Are you heading to an office? Are you heading to a corner office, a high-rise office, a co-working space? Are you going to your home office? Are you sitting on your back deck by your pool? What are you doing? What does your life look like? What are you doing today? What's your schedule look like? Do you have clients scheduled out? Do you have clients scheduled out back to back because today is your work day for the week? Are you scheduling just a couple of clients because you're spreading things out? What are you doing? And second, think about how you feel. How do you feel in this moment? How do you feel on this day in your future? Are you excited? Are you sore from yesterday's workout? Are you looking forward to the weekend? Are you looking forward to an upcoming vacation? Are you happy? I mean, I would hope that everybody wants to be happy, but really think about, dive deep into how you feel right now in this 1 year from now moment. Think about what skills you've developed and how you feel about using them in your current practice. Think about any certifications that you've done or trainings that you've done and how you want to be using them in this future moment, in this future time. Think about every single detail. Now, you can absolutely add in some details like what you're wearing and if you're going shopping today or if you're able to just kind of chill all day. Like, really think about it and give yourself time, but don't get so caught up in the small details that you miss the entire fucking point. What we really want to get to is, how do you feel right now? And what are you doing? Like, what does your life look like? And holistically, like, I get that it's going to be really tempting to focus in on career or your business, but don't let yourself do that. Think about holistically every part of your life. Do you have a dog whining while you're trying to record a training? Do you have your kids home and playing and you're kind of like juggling both? Do you have family coming over or friends coming over during the day to hang out with you? Are you meeting people for coffee? Think about all of the different parts of your life and how they are intersecting. Now that you've written out your entire thing, you've given yourself that timer. If you need to hit pause right here, hit pause and go do your exercise. Or you can watch the whole thing and then do this second part later. Either way works for you. So now that you have it down, if you meditated for this, like you can absolutely just do this as a meditation. But if you do, write down notes after you complete your meditation. Write down some notes because you really want to be able to go back and read it. Or if you did this as a journaling exercise. Either way, you want to go back and be able to read it right now. So grab your notes out, grab your journal out, read it back. Does it excite you? Are you like really fucking ready to get some goals on the ground and start making moves toward this insane life that you've created? Are you excited? If not, don't worry. You're not alone in that. It is completely normal to sometimes the first time that you do this exercise, it might not excite you. And that's because a lot of times when people first do this exercise, they kind of get caught up in writing from their current limitations. So they write out their dreams and desires and everything based on what they feel is possible right now. So when you go back to read it, it might not be this exciting, like, yeah, I'm ready to get my ass moving. It might feel a little bit like it's not that different from what I'm living right now. And it doesn't really feel like I need to do anything to get there. And that's okay. If that happens to you, it's one of two reasons. The first reason being that maybe you really are pretty close to what your dream life is like, and maybe you don't need to do a whole lot to like move forward. Maybe there's just some smaller goals that you can set. That's totally fine. But maybe it's reason two, that you are kind of stuck where you're seeing your limits and maybe you need to do it again. And that's what I encourage. I've had a couple of clients who've done this and they come back and they're reading it back to me and they say, ugh, this is kind of bland. I'm not really excited about it. And in that moment, we talk about it. We talk about what about it doesn't feel exciting. We talk about why they feel like everything is kind of small. And then they go back and they get to redo it. You can redo this exercise as many times as you want. I try to do it pretty regularly, just one, because it's fucking fun. It keeps you focused on your destination and your why. It keeps you wanting to move forward. And also because sometimes things change. Sometimes your desires change and they grow. I trained to become a social worker, and then once I got to become a social worker, it wasn't really what I wanted it to be. It wasn't really everything I had dreamed about. So at that point, I had to make a pivot and really figure out, what does the life I want look like? And how can I make that happen? And it required me to make a bit of a pivot. That's completely okay. And that's the entire point of this exercise. It's always to figure out your destination. And just like a road trip, sometimes your destination is going to change. And that's a good thing. You get to create whatever your life looks like, and you get to pivot things and recreate them at any time. You're writing your life with a pencil, not a pen, so you can always erase and revise, okay? So if you got to this point and it wasn't quite the exciting life that you thought it was going to be, or it doesn't push you to really want to make moves, try doing it again. Go back to the beginning, pick a date and time, and really give yourself space to expand. Maybe give yourself some more time, maybe give yourself less time, and really just brain dump. And think about, if everything fell into place magically, if there was a magic wand over your life and everything fell into place, fuck all the limitations, forget all of the things that you think are impossible because of where you're at, what would your life look like? And how would you feel in it? Those are the most important questions you can ask, and keep doing it until you get to a place where you read it and it's so exciting that you have to fucking move now. And then come back and book a call with me, because that's entirely what I do. What I do is help people figure out what's their destination, and then we get a plan in place to make that shit happen. If you already have a successful business, if you're already in a successful career, you deserve to have the damn life that you want. And sometimes we get stuck in that hustle and bustle, and we get stuck in, well, this is successful and I don't know how to fix the rest of it. But you deserve to have an entire life that makes you feel amazing, that makes you feel successful, not just in your business or your job, but the rest of it too. You deserve to have everything feeling successful and happy and good. You deserve to have a life that honors all of the work that you have put in to making your business and your career successful. So let's fucking do this. Book a call and we'll talk about what your destination is and how we can start to get you there. And we'll talk about what it looks like to work with me and make that happen. Okay? Have fun, and definitely let me know how this exercise goes. I would love to hear what you thought of it and what were some things that came up for you as you were doing it. I'll see y'all later.